My friend told me the way to make a girl quickly remember me is to punch her once. So I got completely drunk and really went to punch my goddess. The next day, oh god, I punched the wrong person. Looking at Willow Smoke with a bruised corner of her mouth in front of me, I just wanted to bury my head in the ground and be done with it. She pointed at her bruised lip. The whole school knows I was punched by you. So now you have to take responsibility to make a girl remember you. What's so hard about that? I had just asked. How do I make a girl quickly remember me? This question about the method. My friend agreed, clutching his drink, perked up his ears and said to just go punch her once, then immediately slip away. Guaranteed she'd respect you for life. The corners of my mouth twitched with a smile. How could someone come up with such a stupid idea? Sure enough, she remembered me, but I also got blacklisted by her forever. I pursed my lips and took another sip of my drink. Seeing me looking dejected, my friend chuckled, came closer, put his arm around my shoulder and said, "Little Reach, how long have you secretly liked Lily Frost? Why hasn't she remembered you yet?" Yes, I, Chronicle Reach, have secretly liked Lily Frost. This year marks the 4th year, but it failed so miserably that even my name, she can't remember it. Seeing me stay silent, my friend didn't press further. Honestly, from what I see, since you've tried all the normal ways and still can't get her to remember you, why not try an unconventional path? As long as it works, that's what matters, right? I pushed him away. Unconventional path. Clearly, it's the path to ruining my own happiness. Fine, this time it'll definitely make her remember me. That's what I said, but in my heart, I had no confidence at all. Over the years, I've tried every method. Lily Frost is like she has face blindness or amnesia. She just can't remember my name or face. Lost in thought, the alcohol got the better of me. When I hazily realized the person at the door seemed to be Lily Frost. I had already downed 3 bottles of beer on the table. I patted my friend's shoulder. He was busy playing games with someone else. Is that method you mentioned feasible? He didn't even turn his head, replying, "Just try it and you'll know if it's feasible." I took 2 deep breaths, clenched my fist and psyched myself up. All right, you'll try and see if it's feasible. Saying that, I stood up abruptly and strode straight toward Lily Frost at the door. Only then did my friend react, but I was already outside. Little Reach, don't do anything reckless. At that moment, I was standing in front of Lily Frost at the door, swaying my nearly blackout drunk head, clenching my fist and aiming. Why does she seem a bit taller? I remember Lily Frost is only 56. The person in front of me seemed to smile, about to say something to me, but at that moment only one thought echoed in my mind. Punch Lily Frost once, and she'll remember me. So Little Reach, wait, oh god. Great job. I pulled my fist back. I smiled with satisfaction, squinting at the person in front of me. This time you have to remember me. Chronicle Reach Computer Science class of 2024. Then the alcohol hit, and I collapsed into the arms of the person in front of me. Even as I drifted into sleep, I rubbed against their collar, clutching their shirt, mumbling, "Don't forget this time. The one who punched you was me, Chronicle Reach." In my last memory, I seem to hear her say, "I remember. Chronicle Reach Computer Science class. I won't forget you in this lifetime." Hearing that, I drifted into sleep with peace of mind. But why did her voice sound a bit hoarse? Could she have a cold? I should buy her some cold medicine tomorrow. What? Say that again. Who did I punch last night? Lily Strom, with a serious expression, placed his phone in front of me, firmly stating that the person I punched wasn't Lily Frost, but Willow Smoke. I looked at the photo over and over, finally accepting that the person with the swollen red lip holding me really wasn't my goddess Lily Frost, but her friend, the school's beauty queen Willow Smoke. I collapsed onto the bed in despair, then suddenly thought of a possibility and scrambled up. What about last night? Lily's strong laughed, shattering all my illusions. Yes, it was Willow Smoke who carried you back. She even left her phone number for you. Said she slipped it into your phone case. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? After finding my phone on the bed, sure enough, there was a small note inside. Lily Strong made an encouraging gesture by my ear. She said to call her when you wake up. Lily Strong. What are the chances I'll have to drop out? I lay on the bed carefully thinking, is the chance of dropping out greater? Or the chance that Willow Smoke won't beat me up greater? Don't overthink it, man. You're already famous across the school. At that moment, Peach Rain also walked in. You're the hottest news on campus today, Little Reach. Finally, I concluded that both possibilities were nearly zero. I didn't contact Willow Smoke planning to lay low for a few days. By afternoon class, I was still replying to messages from people concerned about my safety. Just as I finished replying, I saw Willow Smoke in a white hoodie and Lily Frost in a black hoodie, looking like they were wearing matching couple outfits. I turned back to look at Lily Strong and Peach Rain, who unbeknownst to me had moved to the back row. Why didn't you guys warn me? This class is shared with Golden Crown. Lily Strong hid his face with a book. I thought you knew. Don't you always look forward to this class the most? Peach Rain nodded in agreement. Just as I stuffed my book into my bag, planning to slip out, Willow Smoke strode over to me, slamming her book on the desk. Planning to skip class, classmate. I stiffened, sat up straight, and forced an awkward smile. No way! I just thought this seat wasn't quite right, and wanted to switch spots. Willow Smoke leaned down slightly, placed her hand on my shoulder, pushed me back to the middle seat. Then she and Lily Frost sat on either side of me, sandwiching me in the middle. I wanted to cry as I looked at Lily Frost. I remember you now. Last night at the bar, you're the one who punched Smoke. Chronicle Reach right. Can I say it wasn't me? Now Lily Frost really remembers me, but I didn't want that other person to remember me too. Willow Smoke looked at me, then pointed expressionlessly at the bruise on her lip. I just wanted to bury my head in the ground. The whole school knows. I was punched by you, she said, pointing at herself then at me. So now take responsibility, or else I'll punch you back. Willow Smoke smirked without a trace of warmth. No way, it's that simple, Chronicle Reach. Oh God, she talks like the king of hell coming to claim my life. Clearly Willow Smoke is determined to settle the score with me. No matter how many ways I offered to make amends, she rejected them all. She's truly impervious to reason, and I couldn't even get angry. First, because I was the one who messed up. Second, because Lily Frost was sitting right next to me. So what exactly do you want me to do? Willow Smoke looked up at me, as if trying to see through something in me. Anything will do. At this point, I completely gave up, because I genuinely had no idea how to make it up to this grand deity. Lily Frost, watching me talk with Willow Smoke, had a gentle smile on her face. Compared to Willow Smoke's icy demeanor, they were truly polar opposites. I haven't thought of anything yet. When I do, I'll let you know. Can't you think of it now? What if I forget later? Willow Smoke gave a menacing smile. No worries, I'll always remind you. I glared at Willow Smoke, but she showed no hint of backing down. If you ignored the bruise on her face, everything would be fine. But that bruise in front of me was like a constant reminder of that stupid night. All I could do was silently endure. Lily Frost beside me burst out laughing. Willow Smoke and I both looked at her with puzzled expressions. Then she stopped smiling and pointed to the front. The teacher's here. Listen to the lecture first. You two can settle your issues after class. I opened my book, resigned to my fate, but the stares from the classmates in front and behind really made it impossible to focus. Lost in my thoughts, my name was called by the bald professor. I stood up dazed. At that moment, everyone opally stared at the three of us. I glanced around. Their faces were full of gossipingry expressions. I could even guess what they were thinking from their looks. A love triangle of fiery drama. Two girls fighting over one guy. So thrilling. But what worried me more at that moment was that I absolutely couldn't solve the problem the bald professor gave me. Wasn't there an unspoken rule in college not to call on distracted students? My eyes swept over those around me, but clearly they were just here for the show, with no intention of helping me. Just as I was about to shake my head and admit I couldn't do it, Willow Smoke slid a piece of paper to me. It had an answer written on it, though I didn't fully trust her. I read the answer aloud. The bald professor nodded satisfied. Very good. But don't let your mind wander during class. Embarrassed, I endured everyone's stares and sat down, about to thank Willow Smoke for saving me. But she coldly pulled the paper back. No need to thank me. You owe me another favor. Remember to repay it next time. My words of gratitude got stuck in my throat. For the rest of the class, I ignored Willow Smoke completely, even though my goddess was sitting right beside me. Clearly, I wasn't in the mood to think about romantic dreams anymore. I just wanted to mentally tear Willow Smoke to pieces. Of course, these thoughts stayed in my head after class 1 grabbed my bag ready to bolt. But Willow Smoke quickly grabbed my collar. I glared at her annoyed. No wonder she's the school beauty. Even her frown made it feel like she'd punch me in the head the next second. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather she punched me in the head. That way, the bar incident would be settled. What, class is over, and you won't even let me go back to the dorm? Willow Smoke let go of my collar, then stood beside me, blocking my path out. Chronicle Reach. Is that how you talk to your creditor? How am I talking? You should know. All the breakfasts I sent to Lily Frost before ended up in her stomach. The cold medicine I sent ended up benefiting her. That night at the bar, she's lucky I didn't punch her a few more times. And now she has the nerve to ask how I'm talking to her. My tone's just like this. Listen if you want. If not, don't show up in front of me again. That way I won't ruin your mood. Sounds fair, right? I looked at Willow Smoke with hopeful eyes, wishing to see an expression on her face agreeing with my logic. But clearly, Willow Smoke's ability to hold her ground as the school beauty proved she wasn't brainless. Willow Smoke lazily leaned against the desk. Those who knew saw her talking to me. Those who didn't might think she was shooting a fashion spread in the classroom. Students who can get into our school may not be geniuses, but they're 1 in 10,000. Words like yours only make me doubt how you even got into this school. I caught her drift. She was implying I'm an idiot. Gritting my teeth, I quietly suppressed my emotions. I couldn't confront Willow Smoke now. What if I needed her help with something related to Lily Frost later? Wouldn't that make me the fool? So I forced a smile, trying to soften my attitude toward Willow Smoke a bit. But her next words caught me completely off guard. You like Lily Frost. Willow Smoke's words hit like a thunderbolt, nearly burning me to a crisp. You have to understand, only a few of my friends knew about this. No one else knew I liked Lily Frost. This matter, back in high school, Willow Smoke and I barely interacted. So how did she know? What nonsense are you talking about? I questioned Willow Smoke, lacking confidence. But seeing her raise an eyebrow, with a skeptical look, she said, back in high school, who was the one secretly sending breakfast to Lily Frost? Sending milk, even cold medicine? If it wasn't you, you'll have to have a chat with Lily Frost. Saying that, she turned to leave. I quickly grabbed Willow Smoke's hand. When her eyes fell on my hand, I felt like I'd touched something dangerous, and immediately let go. Don't go telling Lily Frost. I admit I was the one who did those things. But before I could finish, from Willow Smoke's expression, I knew she'd already figured it out. Help me with something, and it'll help you win over Lily Frost. Maybe it's a man's intuition, but I immediately felt, whatever Willow Smoke's up to, it's definitely not something good. Plus, the condition she offered was just tempting. So I stuck to my belief. The more tempting, the more dangerous. Tell me what it is first. You'll decide if I agree or not. Willow Smoke glanced at me, her tone carrying a hint of mockery. Looks like your feelings for Lily Frost aren't that steadfast, huh? Haven't you been secretly liking her for years? Now that the opportunity's right in front of you, you're just going to let it slip. I have to admit, provocation always works on me, mainly because Willow Smoke's words hit every single one of my weak spots. Yes, I've secretly liked Lily Frost for years. If I don't give it a shot, she'll forever be the unreachable moon in my heart. Alright, I agree. Little Reach, since when did you join the drama club? And it's an original script. I still don't know who the lead is. Looking at the desk in front of me, with the script sitting on it, I really wanted to lose it. I thought it'd be something simple. Who knew it'd be saving the stage for the drama club? Willow Smoke said. The male lead they'd chosen before had to drop out due to health issues, so now they were short a male lead. She looked around and decided I was the most suitable. So she came to me. God, my charm is just too much to handle. I can't even stay humble if I try. Actually, that night at the bar, she overheard my friend saying I was ranting about something. Who would thought it'd be such a coincidence? I mistook the person walking toward me for Lily Frost, and that's how the whole thing happened. Talk about drama. But I feel like the drama in real life doesn't even compare to this drama club script. I looked at my roommate scratching his head. The female leads plus the male lead. The female leads are Lily Frost and Willow Smoke. God, this cast could sell out tickets instantly. So who's the male lead? I pointed at myself in despair. It's me! The other two in the room, who had been listening to us, immediately fell silent. The atmosphere turned awkward. My roommate quietly put the script down, then patted my head, finally consoling me. It's fine. At least you get to act with two goddesses. So what's this story about? A sleazy guy who deceives two girls at once, and in the end uses clever tricks to make both female leads fight for him. The room fell silent again. Finally, someone couldn't hold it in and burst out laughing. The other two laughed so hard they couldn't sit up straight. What are they thinking? Why would they let a pure-hearted love warrior like you play a sleazy guy? Don't let them outsmart you before you even get to toy with them. I told you this role doesn't suit me. But Willow Smoke insisted it could only be me. I think she just tricked me into joining by saying that. But now that I've agreed, there's no way out. Since I've committed, I may not be able to play with feelings in real life, but can't I at least play a sleazy guy who toys with emotions on stage? Right. I couldn't stand looking at the dense pages of dialogue. The script even had complicated stage movements. For the first time, I wanted to be a deserter. But just as I was about to sneak away, Willow Smoke out of nowhere stood behind me. Where are you going? Next to her was Lily Frost. Seeing me, she gently waved. Hey, Chronicle, reach high. After exchanging greetings, I shifted my gaze to Willow Smoke's face, answering her earlier question nowhere. It just felt a bit stuffy in here. I was going to the hallway to rehearse lines. Willow Smoke scanned me up and down, her eyes full of distrust. But since she couldn't find proof I was lying, she let it go. She waved to me and Lily Frost, saying to discuss the program first. The lines could wait. I breathed a sigh of relief. But Willow Smoke's next words instantly made me tense again. Later, rehearse your lines in front of me. I want to see how far you've gotten. How far? Of course, I haven't memorized a single line. I haven't even properly flipped through the script. Just skimmed it. What's the script even about? Maybe Lily Frost noticed my tension. She whispered behind me. Don't be nervous. Smoke won't make things hard for you. I sighed, not so sure about that. But I still thanked Lily Frost. Lily's still the nicer one. Nothing like Willow Smoke. Both are top students. So why are their personalities so different? But I can't deny, Willow Smoke's way of handling things is indeed thorough. But reality proved that sometimes Lily Frost doesn't really understand Willow Smoke. After the meeting, she dragged me off, took me to a corner of the hallway, held the script pointed at a section, and said, memorize this. If you don't remember anything, don't expect to go back to the dorm early today. Looking at that long stretch of dialogue, who could memorize that? I'm not a god. You're deliberately targeting me, aren't you? It's so long, and you only gave me the script 2 days ago. Even if you want to check my progress, you should check after a few days. Willow Smoke gave me a that's just how I am look. Seeing I had nothing to say, she didn't budge either. What a tyrant. Now I get why she's not popular. Fine, I'll memorize it. But I warned her, even if I memorize it now, I'm not sure I can perform well on stage if I forget my lines up there. Just wait until it's over, and arrange another program for me. Wait until I can pull off a perfect performance. I was momentarily speechless. So the world has this many tricks. I said this person couldn't be that kind, helping me chase Lily Frost. Swallowing my frustration, I actually memorized quite a bit of the dialogue, but my emotional delivery was still lacking. Luckily, Willow Smoke wasn't entirely heartless. Seeing it was getting late, we wrapped up. But as we passed through the long hallway, at the stairs, I saw an unexpected figure. Lily Frost was standing in front of a guy. A few seconds later, the guy hugged her, but she didn't push him away. Willow Smoke's voice came from behind me. I turned to look at her, my heart filled with indescribable emotions. I'm not blind. How could I not see? Let me say this upfront, I really didn't know. She was already seeing someone, so you can't blame me for this. As for the play, you can't back out now. Hearing Willow Smoke's words, my heart was filled with helplessness. Even at this point, she's still thinking about her program. As for Lily Frost, I roughly understood. Willow Smoke didn't know beforehand either. After all, she doesn't seem like the type to mess with something like this. I thought you'd be like in the movies. Cover my eyes and tell me nothing just happened. Willow Smoke scoffed Chronicle Reach. Do you think I'm the idiot or are you? I thought about it. If there really was a scene like in the movies, it'd probably be pretty funny. So those kinds of actions only happen in movies, huh? My eyes drifted past Lily Frost and that guy, who had disappeared from the stairs at some point, leaving the staircase empty. But honestly, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Truthfully, during those years of secretly liking her, I had prepared myself for the possibility that Lily Frost would be with someone else before I could confess. But actually seeing her in a relationship felt different. I was calm, so calm I doubted it was really me. Just as I was questioning myself, Willow Smoke beside me nudged me lightly. Wanna grab a drink? This is what you call grabbing a drink. I held a cup of milk tea in my hand, sitting on a bench by the roadside. Willow Smoke beside me held an identical cup, already half empty. She raised an eyebrow at me. What did you think it was? Kids should drink less alcohol. You're not that smart to begin with. Drinking makes you dumber. I suspected she was implying something again, and doing it openly. Shut up. No wonder everyone likes Lily Frost more. With a personality like yours, who could like you? As soon as the words left my mouth, Willow Smoke's face immediately turned cold. It felt like what I said had angered this lady. If she beat me up right here, no one would call 911 for me. But luckily, Willow Smoke's bad mood only lasted a moment before she returned to her usual lazy demeanor. Why do I need everyone to like me? As long as the person I like likes me, that's enough. Those words from Willow Smoke sounded so novel. Wasn't she saying she already has someone she likes? If I weren't afraid of dying, I could have asked who she likes. But I am afraid of dying. The person you like has someone else now. Someone you've secretly liked since high school. Yeah, tell me why my luck's so bad. I just got a bit closer to her, and she immediately pushed me away to another galaxy. I flopped onto the bed, still feeling okay. My roommate beside me awkwardly tried to comfort me. After being okay for a few minutes, I sat up. But I feel like I'm not that sad right now. Huh? My roommate immediately turned back to his seat saying, "Go die," crying so loud. I thought you were really heartbroken. I told you I've never seen you this upset over your crush before. Why aren't you taking it to heart? I was really sad back in high school, but now I feel like I'm not that sad. It doesn't feel like a failure in love, more like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Is that right? Maybe from the start you didn't really like her, but because you couldn't find someone you liked, you convinced yourself you were head over heels for her. Now that someone else appeared and stole your attention, naturally you don't feel sad anymore. My roommate's words made a lot of sense, but my brain couldn't quite catch up. Just then a message from Willow Smoke came in. Willow Smoke, don't cry under your blanket tonight. We've got costume fittings and changes tomorrow. Don't let me see you with puffy eyes. Willow Smoke, Are you looking down on me? Willow Smoke. If you want my respect, prove it with results. I want to see your progress tomorrow. If you memorize today but forget tomorrow, you know the consequences. Sure enough, the one distracting me isn't anyone else, but that devil Willow Smoke. But now that I'm not chasing Lily Frost anymore, does that mean I can refuse Willow Smoke's demands? But thinking again, if I flat out refuse, she'll definitely use the bar incident as leverage. So, the end result is I still have to do this play. The only difference is whether I piss off Willow Smoke or not. Maybe the failure of my secret crush was such a big shock that I turned my sorrow into strength. I worked hard to memorize a ton of lines, making such progress that Willow Smoke thought I was secretly practicing under my blanket at night. I was speechless, swatting her hand off my head. It's so weird. When I don't try, she criticizes me. Now that I'm trying, she still criticizes me. I call this caring for the mental health of club members. Alright, I shot Willow Smoke a look. If she were really that kind, she'd be the most popular person on campus by now. After all, guys tend to like the cold and the outside, respect-filled staring tink type. As for Lily Frost, she's the gentle incident type. Thinking of Lily Frost, then of my failed secret crush, my head hurt even more. Feeling that sad, huh? Why didn't you try confessing at the start? I propped my chin looking at the lively crowd in the distance. How could I? She never even remembered me. How was I supposed to confess? I don't know if it was my imagination, but I felt like when Willow Smoke heard this, a hint of guilt flashed across her face, but she quickly hid it. So fast I thought I was seeing things. She remembers you now, doesn't she? Why not try now? She's got a boyfriend now. Why would I try? Willow Smoke, are you egging me on to be a homewrecker? Willow Smoke didn't say anything. I belatedly realized my reaction might have been a bit much. After all, she meant well. Whatever. When they're happily married for 100 years, it'll make sure Lily Frost sends you an invitation. Willow Smoke, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? But I can't deny, after Willow Smoke's antics, I felt a bit better, but she's still someone I secretly liked for years. It's not like I can just forget her instantly, so I tried to avoid places where Lily Frost would be. But the problem is, in the later stages we were practically always rehearsing. If we weren't rehearsing, we were on the way to rehearse. So I basically saw her every day. But maybe Lily Frost noticed I was avoiding her on purpose, so she tried not to talk to me during rehearsals. On the other hand, Willow Smoke was nagging me almost every day. Sometimes it was really annoying. Dude, have you noticed? Lately back at the dorm, you barely mention your crush Little Frost. It's all about Little Smoke. Before my roommate could finish, my mind had already started imagining things. So, have I really been mentioning Willow Smoke that much lately? I looked at my other two roommates with suspicion. They nodded, confirming it's true. Don't imply anything. There's absolutely no way I'd have feelings for her. She's just someone I argue with every day. That's why I mention her more. My roommate waved his hand, not wanting to continue, but from what he said, I suddenly realized I've been thinking about Willow Smoke more lately, but I absolutely refuse to admit it's because I like her. What are you spacing out for? Seeing Willow Smoke suddenly appear in front of me, I almost fell off my chair. Luckily, she caught me in time. But the moment I touched her hand, I thought of what my roommate said. You definitely like her. It echoed in my ears like a curse. So I quickly shook off Willow Smoke's hand, stood up abruptly, and I don't know if it was my imagination, but I felt like I saw a flicker of hurt on her face. But it disappeared quickly. Willow Smoke stood up, looking at me. She didn't repeat like I did. I'm saying she doesn't have a boyfriend. The guy we saw that day was her brother. If you still want to confess, now's a good opportunity. I was stunned, mouth agape. Even though this was a misunderstanding we created ourselves. If Wed just asked around a bit back then, we would've known whether that guy was Lily Frost's boyfriend or not. But neither of us did. Now Willow Smoke suddenly cleared it up for me. leaving me a bit at a loss for words. To understand, Willow Smoke looked at me with a complicated expression, then strode off to discuss the performance in 2 days. I suddenly realized that in real life, it's kind of like this script. Making choices is hard. Yes, Willow Smoke's script is one that requires the main character to make a final choice. This choice is truly up to the male lead to decide. The script is written very cleverly. No matter who he chooses in the end, the entire storyline remains coherent. It's just that the one not chosen becomes the loser in the end. While I was still hesitating, Lily Frost came to me on her own. From her expression, I could somewhat guess why she was looking for me, but at that moment, looking at her, I couldn't say a word. After a long while, Lily Frost smiled and said, "I think you've probably made your choice." As expected, I was a step too late. I opened my mouth, but in the end, I couldn't say anything. Just stood facing Lily Frost looking at her. If I told you that since the start of the school year, I've noticed you, would that make the time you spent secretly liking me feel a bit better? Now you've moved on, but I need more time to forget. Lily Frost gave a self-deprecating smile, which made my heart ache. Just moments ago, I didn't know what to say, but now the words slipped out. Maybe it's not too late. At that moment, Lily Frost's eyes suddenly lit up. But what caught my attention more than her eyes was Willow Smoke's gloomy expression behind her. She looked at me, said nothing in the end, and quietly stepped back into the shadows, hiding her figure, like the girl in novels who always silently walks away. I felt like this scene had played out many times before. Little reach what you just said. Is it what I think it means? On the day of the performance, the audience was huge. My roommate came too, mainly because after reading my script, he was curious about who I'd choose. Who do you think he'll choose? Or rather, who do you think the male lead in the script will choose? How would I know? I'm not him. I've never faced such a tough choice either. I didn't want to torture myself by over-identifying with the role. That would only make me more frustrated. I looked at myself in the mirror, feeling a bit annoyed. Then how do you know to add to my frustration? No matter what I choose, it's not my choice, but the male leads. Alright, whatever you say. Handmaiden, I'm really looking forward to your performance. With that, he left, leaving me alone in the dressing room. Checking the time, I estimated when to head out. Seeing it was almost time, I stood up to leave. Opening the door, I ran into Willow Smoke, who came to get me. Since that day, I actually hadn't seen Willow Smoke much. Rehearsals were basically done, so there wasn't much chance to talk. Now that I think about it, these past few days, this was the first time we faced each other. I looked away first, pursed my lips. Is it our turn? Almost, we can start getting ready. Alright, I stepped past Willow Smoke. Just as I was about to turn the corner, I thought I heard her say behind me, "Are you satisfied now?" But when I turned back, she didn't seem like she wanted to say anything to me. So I just turned and left. Thanks to Lily Frost and Willow Smoke, the seats below were packed. When I first stepped on stage, I was so nervous my palms were sweaty. Willow Smoke turned off her mic, quietly walked behind me, and whispered, "Don't be nervous. You're great, just pretend everyone down there is a radish." Thanks to her words, I actually stopped being nervous, but almost burst out laughing on stage. The performance that followed went incredibly smoothly. I even heard when Lily Frost and Willow Smoke both reached out to me. The audience below saying the male lead should just choose both. I felt a bit helpless. If I could really choose that, wouldn't I want to pick both? But clearly, that's not possible. If I actually chose that, Willow Smoke would probably come off stage and deal with me right there. Today, Willow Smoke wore a dazzling Western-style stage costume with makeup on, but her beauty still shone through, like the character she played. She seemed cold and reserved on the outside, but was actually thoughtful and strategic. Lily Frost's character, if placed in the real world, would definitely not outshine Willow Smoke, but her strength was her unwavering loyalty to the male lead. You could describe it as loyal to the end. Even if she couldn't give the male lead the best, Her sincere devotion was something nothing could replace. So, when both reached out to me, at that moment, I felt like I wasn't the male lead, but the real Chronicle Reach. Or rather, at this moment, I was the male lead in the script. Because right now, we were all facing a major choice. I stepped in front of both, my position slightly leaning toward Lily Frost. The atmosphere fell silent. The whisper stopped. I raised my hand looking at both their faces, swallowed hard, a bit nervous. Unexpectedly, I met Willow Smoke's gaze. Just as I reached out between the two, still undecided on who to choose, suddenly my left hand was swiftly grabbed. My surprised eyes met Willow Smoke's resolute gaze. She pulled my hand, stood up, then turned to face the audience below. The male lead will always choose me, though the process might differ from what everyone expected. The ending is still a happy one. Offstage, I still hadn't processed it. My clenched palm still held the sensation of Willow Smoke grasping my hand. Compared to my sweaty hand, hers was dry and warm. Suddenly, someone appeared in front of me. Looking up, I realized it was Lily Frost. Even though I knew your choice beforehand, I still feel a bit regretful. At that moment, I thought, you might actually agree to be with me. I smiled and shook my head. Maybe I suddenly realized. I always thought I liked you. But after reflecting, I understood. I might have always seen you as an idol to chase after. But the meaning of an idol is to stay distant, giving me motivation to keep pursuing. Maybe I shouldn't have approached you on my own. Maybe not exactly. What's not meant to be, you'll eventually understand. She nodded, not sure what she saw, patted my shoulder. If you don't want to miss out this time, face your feelings hidden. Avoiding them isn't what grown-ups do. I sighed, nodded, and watched Lily Frost walk away. As I was about to take out my phone to send a message, someone appeared in front of me again. I was really exhausted. Looking up, it was Willow Smoke, looking displeased. What did she say to you? Looking at Willow Smoke, I suddenly didn't want to tell the truth. She asked me to go on a date later. Are you coming? Willow Smoke gritted her teeth. You're really generous, even inviting me along. You're too kind. I don't have many strengths, just a bit of generosity. She seemed amused by me, pulled a chair and sat beside me. She sat but didn't say anything, just stayed silent. Silent to the point I was about to doze off. Coward, still not speaking up. Where's the courage you had when you grabbed my hand on stage? I said, annoyed. Are you going to talk or not? If not, let's just end this. Willow Smoke turned to look at me, smirking. Could she handle you letting her get cheated on? Even now you still think. If I were really with Lily Frost, when you grabbed my hand on stage, I would have shaken you off long ago, saying it had to be Lily Frost. Then let's keep our distance. I don't want my girlfriend to misunderstand our relationship, saying that I was about to leave. But the next second, Willow Smoke grabbed my hand and pulled me back to the chair. Her voice low, so we're not together, right? If we were together, would I still be here waiting for you? Willow Smoke, are you clueless? Willow Smoke hugged me tightly. If she hadn't let go afterward, I'd have thought she was trying to strangle me. Chronicle Reach. Can you be with me? I won't mistake you for someone else. Won't attribute what you do to others. Won't overlook your feelings. I thought she was so childish, even confessing she didn't forget to put others down. Alright, I'll reluctantly agree. Since you like me this much, I'll give you a chance. Then thank you, classmate Little Reach, for giving me this chance. I'll definitely cherish it. Later, I learned that while my eyes were chasing someone else, there was another gaze, always locked on me. I also learned that I wasn't the only one tasting the bitterness of a secret crush. It turns out someone was always in my life,